Welcome to Moscow, Idaho.
Hi, my name is Matthew Miller, and I'm from Moscow, Idaho, not pronounced Moscow. You might be wondering if Moscow got its name from Moscow, Russia. The answer to that question is most likely no. A strange but true fact is that the town was originally named Hog Heaven after the settlers noticed how much their pigs enjoyed eating the camas bulbs that grew in the area. Surprisingly, though, not everyone liked the name Hog Heaven, so the postmaster was given the task of choosing a name for the town. He chose the name Moscow, possibly after the town of Moscow, Pennsylvania, where he was born.
Moscow is located in the lower part of Idaho's panhandle, several yards from the Idaho-Washington border. It is part of the Palouse region of the United States. It has many hills of farmland where wheat and lentils are grown. This is Moscow City Hall. It was built in 1910 as a post office and federal building. If I worked here, I'd be one of the people in charge of our city, but if someone put me in charge of the earth for a day, the first issue I would work on would be global warming. I would have an electricity and motor vehicle-free day so people they don't need to rely so much on electricity and cars. Moscow is the home of the University of Idaho, which was founded in 1889. I'm sitting in front of the administration building. I am standing in Presidential Grove on the administration building lawn, where trees have been planted by famous people who have visited the university, including Theodore Roosevelt, William Howard Taft, and Eleanor Roosevelt. This tree was planted by Theodore Roosevelt. This is a cool place for people who like geography, the map room of the university library. My favorite geography fact is the capital of Slovenia because I like to say Ljubljana. I am standing in front of the university's Lionel Hampton School of Music. If you were in town in February, you might want to check out the Lionel Hampton International Jazz Festival. The university hosts this festival every year with thousands of elementary through college students participating and professional artists from the U.S. and several other countries performing. It was named for jazz musician Lionel Hampton in 1985 after he attended the year before and was impressed enough to pledge his support. This is the McConnell Mansion Museum. William J. McConnell was a businessman and politician, serving as governor of Idaho from 1893 to 1897. This house was built for him in 1886. After having several owners, the house was given to the county in 1966. The rooms are decorated to show different periods in the house's history. Even though it would be interesting to be a governor like William McConnell, if I could trade places with any famous explorer or world leader, I would choose Pedro Alvarez Cabral because he explored Brazil, and I find Brazil interesting. This is Moscow's public library. My family and I come here a lot. The main building was finished in 1906. It was one of the last Carnegie libraries built. This is a room inside the library named after Carol Ryrie Brink, who was born and raised in Moscow. She grew up to be an author, winning the Newbery Medal in 1936 for her book Caddy Woodlawn. When I'm an adult, I want to be an explorer with National Geographic because I would get to see all sorts of wildlife and historic ruins. This is my school, J. Russell Elementary. There has been a school on this site since 1884. The building we have now was built in 1926 and has been added to and remodeled in the years since. I think Russell is the best school ever. My favorite study tip is to study with a partner because if you disagree on something, you will go into greater depth about it, so it will be easier to remember. The Appaloosa is Idaho's state horse, and I'm standing outside the Appaloosa Horse Club. American Appaloosas were bred by the Nez Perce people in this area in the 1700s and 1800s. These spotted horses got their name from early settlers in the area who called them Palouse horses, which evolved to Appaloosa and later Appaloosa. If I could travel anywhere in the world, I would probably not go by horse, but I would travel to the Yucatan Peninsula to see ancient Mayan ruins. This area has several small mountains, the highest of which, Moscow Mountain, has an elevation of just under 5,000 feet. I'm riding on Moscow's Paradise Path, a walking and biking trail that is connected to the Bill Chipman Palouse Trail on one end and the Latah Trail on the other. If you wanted to, you could ride on the trails from Pullman, Washington to Troy, Idaho for a total distance of 22 miles. Thanks for visiting Moscow.